Good. Hurry up, get there, get there, get there, get there, get there, get there. Cooper Claire, get angry. Get closer, get as close as you can. Get closer. This movie lives and dies with who plays Casey Murray. You know, I did the thing that everyone in Hollywood does of trying to get a big name actor attached, and it's my first feature film. I've been making movies forever, you know, since I was a kid. But you know, it's in terms of being a feature director, this is my first one, and I don't have the clout or the money or the connections to kind of cast someone like that. And now we're at a point where actually I'm kind of happy I didn't. I kind of recognized I needed to cast a real weightlifter that had the right natural charisma and talent to play this role. And I, stumbled onto some luck when I, reached out to Zach. Just wasn't reach out to him to be an actor, and he actually told me he went to film school and wanted to audition. I was just looking for a spark of something very real and something interesting, and I found it. And once you see that natural talent that not everybody has, that makes you compelled to watch someone and makes them interesting, you can make that work.
And it's my life. I make that decision.
Fine, then. Don't listen to me, Casey. Take your fucking steroids. Break your fucking hip. You're heartbroken. I don't give a shit anymore.
Good. Because that's what I need. I don't need you to be my dad right now. I just need you to be my fucking coach.
What's wonderful about making an independent film at this budget level is the world is kind of hungry for young, new actors always. And the way that, no one's anyone until they're someone. And this is the type of movie where if it's a great movie, we're making a star. The three big things are he's got to look the part. He's got to, more important than that, he's got to, move like an elite weightlifter moves. And then obviously there's the acting, which it takes years to become a great actor. In the right role, someone like Zach who's a natural talent for acting could become great, but acting is very different than being a YouTube personality. The best way for him to look like a 109 kilo weightlifter is to weigh 109 kilos. And obviously we don't want that to be fluff. An elite weightlifter with Zach's height would be as lean as possible. The challenge is to have him be that weight, but try to get as much of it in, the core things of what you see in a typical weightlifter. Big quads, big back, big traps, big shoulders. That's what Zach's trying to do right now, is look the part and do kind of little bodybuilding cosmetic work. But the challenge is he was doing it naturally, and that's the thing. It's too important for him as an actor. You see it in a lot of movies where an actor's clearly using something else to look a certain way. Zach's not doing that. One, it's not who the character is, but two, it's also more important for him to not be able to do that and feel what the character feels. And obviously he can't snatch 170 kilos. He can't clean and jerk 200, 210 plus. And even if he could, it'd be very stupid for us to have him doing that. One, he could only probably do it once. And if he misses and he's supposed to make it, we're screwed. The challenge here is to have the weight be real enough that it looks like it's real and challenging. That, when he's snatching, he's catching in the bottom of the hole. When he's cleaning, it's a struggle standing up. It's a struggle when he's, jerks it overhead to kind of stabilize and everything else. That's the way 225 looks like normally. That's the way it really oscillates. So we're going to try to mimic that as best as possible. Even exaggerate a little bit more.
Yeah.
Does it feel weird?
Feels like the same.
Really?
It's weird. It's moving the same amount.
Yeah. And that's a different style of lifting. Like, if it's supposed to be 200 plus kilos and it's actually 145, it's going to move because the way you manipulate the bar oscillation, it was what allows it to make it look like it's real. But it's still 145. It's still a significant, percentage of his best clean and jerk. But it's also he's going to have to adapt to, it's going to be whippier. And that's really the key to selling the weight looking like it's more than it is it whips the same. The bar bends the same, but he's gonna have to get used to it because 145 is not gonna feel like a normal 145. It's gonna be whippier than normal, and that's an adjustment. That's a different, it's funny, but it's like a different style of lifting. So if this works from an acting standpoint, I look like a genius. If it doesn't, it looks like community theater. I believe Zach has the raw talent, like I've seen it, and that's why I casted him. He doesn't have, we're not going to make him, he needs to be trained, but he's not become a Shakespearean actor. That's not the right way to coach someone like this for this specific role. The way you bring out a great performance is someone like Zach who has that talent there, and to get it to the surface, you do a couple things. One, you surround him with great veteran actors, like someone like Bill Sage, who has worked with people who were untrained actors before, who really knows how to bring out the performance in them. There's a legendary acting coach named Sandy Meisner, and his technique, it really is about, acting is reacting and being alive in the moment. You have to believe, it's one thing to memorize lines. It's another thing to believe what's going on and react in a way that's natural to you, and to not move and take your time and do that. So that's where we're going to send Zach to a school probably for 6 weeks in the learning the Meisner method of acting, and then on top of that, it's going to be a rehearsal process and living with Bill.
So when you casted Zach, how did you feel?
I had an anxiety attack. I was extremely happy, extremely excited, because I had found my guy. But it was me in this movie for 10 years, and I had gone through so much with it. It's been my catcher in the rye, and so sharing it with someone else was a jolt, and really having the person cast, and it was a now or never moment. I think people are familiar with a panic attack is, where you think you're dying. I had what's some people call a nervous breakdown, and there was over a month where I lost 20 pounds and I couldn't get out of bed, and anxiety attack is, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. It's a highly depressive state. I imagine being scared 24/7 and not wanting to get out of bed, and you're feeble. Which, when you cast someone, is not how, I'm supposed to lead this person. I just casted him, and now he's seeing me in the worst state I've ever been in my life. There's the ABCs of what he has to do, right? The basic stuff. But ultimately, when you cast a person, you're hoping, you don't know what kind of person they are as a human being. And from the very beginning, I talked to him about trust. And for this movie to be a success, it was going to be sacrificing a lot, but it was going to have to be a lot of trust between us. And I think earned his trust, early on, before that happened. He was there for me, and he continued to believe me. He checked on me a lot as a person. I don't think a lot of people know that about Zach, is what a caring person he was. And that did a couple things. One, it earned my trust in him. The fact that he still believed in me and still believed in the project, and was willing to kind of help me through this. From there, I knew that I casted the right human being.
Time has come!